This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12 on KWWJ 1360 AM, KYOK 1140 AM, KCOH at 1230 KCOH.com, Sangeet Radio at 95.1 FM, 1460 AM, KNTH News Talk 1070 AM, The Answer, and Latino Sports, KEYH 850 AM. Call in at 832-570-8075 and follow me on social media. See you then. All right, Houston, Harris County, this is me, A Tip from Me, talk, inspiration, and prayer with Gilbert Garcia. Thank you, studio audience. And, of course, as they say in showbiz, Ruby, we have a really big show today.
Yes,
That's what
do.
they said. I think it was Ed Sullivan. We have a really big show. I'm really showing my age here. And that is with Mr. Brian Ching. He should be here any minute now. But until then, I got Ruby Dang.
Yay,
that's okay
here.
because that's always my stand-in. And so we have been so FIFA'd up.
Yes.
I mean, we're just celebrating FIFA. And I think the best thing that's happened with FIFA is it really has introduced to America and North America, but mainly Americans, the beauty of soccer. If you look back in time, the World Cup has always been big, but it's never been big here.
That's right.
And now people are realizing how big it is.
Right.
It's staggering. There are two players that have, I think, over 1 billion people on their social media. And that's two soccer players. That's more than Taylor Swift.
Right.
I mean, they say that they have the biggest followings in the world. Mm-hmm. And that's Ronaldo, of course, and Messi.
Yep.
And can you imagine that? How do you even keep track of 1 billion?
No. It's been a wonderful, introduction really to the World Cup, right, to the U.S. So hopefully we made great impressions. And, everyone I talk to, it's really interesting because not only are they talking about the city and how transportation, all the logistics, but also the cuisine.
The cuisine!
So it's been great. It's funny how people talk about Buc-ee's. I never thought of that as cuisine, but apparently it made the list.
Well,
so.
and they walk into Buc-ee's and they're like, holy cow, and this is a gas station.
That's right,
And the
yeah.
thing about Buc-ee's, some of those Buc-ee's have 125 different gas station pumps.
Right.
So they
That's
probably
right.
looked at that and they said, oh my God, I haven't seen this many gas stations in the whole country of the Netherlands.
That's right.
Because all they have are bikes.
Right,
I've
right,
been there. It's really, really amazing. And so I've had a blast. And of course, one of the big things has been this psychic. I think she's from Brazil.
That's right. Yeah.
Fact check me there, producer. I think she's Brazil.
That's right.
Where she talked about that aliens were coming.
Yep.
And they were going
That's
to
right.
come to Miami.
Yes.
And it was so much so on a particular day.
Yep.
And they were going to take 700 people away,
Yep.
including some athletes. And I had a blast with that. Why don't we tee up one or two of those there, Mr. Producer? Because I went around and I was looking for aliens.
Well, regrettably, Brazil got taken away from the opportunity to win. So I don't know, maybe that was really.
Yeah, I think the 700 people were all the Brazilian team. And they got taken away. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I want to tee up one or two of these because I had a blast with Rosie, if Rosie's there. And then, of course, I had a blast in Atlanta, where I went to Atlanta and I went ahead and we're looking for the aliens in Atlanta.
That's right.
But let's tee up one or two of those there, Mr. Producer. Okay, Planet Earth, this is Gilbert Garcia, Tip from Gilbert. I'm here with Rosie. She happens to be an astronomer. She's an astronomer, Ruby. And so she knows all about the heavens. So, Miss Rosie, what are you hearing about the aliens?
That they coming together. They coming here in Miami, Orlando. They coming where the World Cup is.
My good, and guess what? The World Cup is here.
Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have came here. I knew I shouldn't have came.
She's so scared. They're going to Miami, so I think we're safe.
Oh, thank God.
No.
What a relief.
Yes, I know. This is Gilbert Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert. Bo, I've been trying to communicate with the aliens. I know they're coming today, so I'm still ready. And So Rosie was great.
Yeah.
And then I had my saying, make aliens great again.
That's right.
So, I think we got to just come up with a different, there you go. Thank you, studio audience. Make aliens great again. But I have had so much fun with this. Do you have the one where I went to Atlanta? Mr. Producer, we're going to get the one where I went to Atlanta, because there I was, look at the stadium, but of course it wasn't a real stadium.
Right.
But I'm looking at the stadium, and I show the psychic on the beginning of this alien.
Okay, Planet Earth, this is Gilbert Garcia. Gilbert taught inspiration and prayer. I had to make sure that aliens weren't here at the FIFA event here in Atlanta, because I heard that the aliens are coming to mess up the World Cup and take our athletes. Just making sure they're not in Atlanta.
That's a good one. And show me the one where she speaks at the beginning. Boy, I had a blast with all these.
You just had to turn around to see the alien. He was right behind you.
Oh my God, he was right there. Oh, there he is. You notice they all kind of look the same, those aliens? That tells you that there's something to it.
Yeah.
Because they all look the same. Except that movie, what's it called? Arrival, where they're just some sort of blob-looking thing.
Arrival.
Yeah, the one with...
You're the movie buff.
And the other one that it doesn't look like anyone is the one, Hail Mary, where it looks like a rock man. The alien. You know what I'm talking about, studio audience? It looks like a rock man. The one with, what's his name again? Well, you know who I mean. From Hail Mary. And I don't mean full of grace either. You know what I'm talking about.
Brazilian psychic Vova Bahiana is going viral after claiming that a UFO mothership will appear over a major sporting event in Miami on June 24 and take 700 people away.
Planet Earth, this is Gilbert Garcia, the tip from Gilbert. I'm here in Atlanta. I heard that aliens are coming to disrupt the World Cup. I'm making sure there are no aliens. Wait! Just making sure they're not in Atlanta.
I like all your hats.
Isn't that great? I know. I love the hat. That's the best part.
lot of hats,
And I had, that one view right there had like 300,000 views.
Is that right?
Yeah. And someone said, I like the Jiffy Pop popcorn.
I like the Jiffy Pop,
because for y'all don't even know what that means, studio audience, because Jiffy Pop is how you used to make popcorn. And you would put it on a little stove, and it was this thing that was flat, and it kind of had this foil, and it would pop, 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 and the whole thing would just pop like this. And it would look like my hat.
That's right.
And let's keep going. So hopefully Brian will be here soon. I know we're waiting for Brian. So Brian, if you're out there, we're ready for you, my friend. All of Houston and Harris County is waiting for Brian Ching. So hopefully he'll be here soon. But I do have my studio audience here. And of course, many of them are some of my interns. So interns, are you ready? Oh, that was terrible. I'm going to do it one more time. I mean, I want this room to just be like rocking. Are you ready? Yeah. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Because you know what? They're the future.
Yep.
Right. And I think when I look around and I see the future, I think, you know what? The future looks pretty damn bright to me. No matter what people say out there, it looks pretty bright to me. Yep. I think we had a caller. Was there a Dominic there? Dominic, are you there? Dominic.
Yes.
What do you got there, pal?
Okay. A little long story, but it's FIFA related. Okay.
Go.
During the event, the American Red Cross was on standby just in case some bad stuff happened. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they asked the amateur radio community to go to their location at Kirby Drive and the Southwest Freeway. So I volunteered, and of course I got my rolling bag, and then I can put this on Metro. So I took Metro from my house, and then I rode the red line for 5 times. I was there for during 5 of the games, from North Line to Wheeler Station, which is basically across the street from the Ion Center for those who are not Metro savvy. And I'm going to say something. As the trains went down, thank God we had the red line. I mean, that thing has been doing yeoman service for the city of Houston for big events ever since the Katrina event at the Astrodome. But for this, there were people, in their the fans in their team uniforms and that sort of thing. And each day it was a rolling pep rally. As more people going on and people were singing their songs and that sort of thing, everybody was having a happy, good time. And I think that showed, thank God we had the red line for this. Buses could not have handled what we've had. My concern, though, after this is that, we bricked the city up nice. We had the promenade downtown. I know FIFA's doing some things like they're going to spend some money for the soccer pitches at Moody Park. But we got a good feeling with this. But how can, and I'm going to bring this up, the mayor said something when he was at the beginning of his term. He said, we got this FIFA World Cup, which is good for the city of Houston. But he says, the problem with this is, how do we take this and give it to the citizens, the citizens that live here 24/7? And my thing is, how do we, we need to keep like the promenade up and other things. How do we keep the spirit up for people who live here 24/7? And with that, I have no other comments.
Well, for that, I don't know what the answer to that is, but I can tell you what. There's always these Metro haters out there. And, of course, everybody knows I was chairman of Metro, and you know who they all are. I'm just tired of all them. And they always will mislead. You hear them say, oh, look, nobody rides that bus rapid transit over there on Post O. And that Metro did that. No, that's not true. I don't know why they say that. Mm-hmm. Do you know, Ruby, that it was the Uptown Management District that did that? They did it. They did the design. They paid for it all. All we did at Metro was put the drivers. That's it. So if you want to say, well, that was a waste, well, that was Uptown. Yeah, and by the way, that's their money because the people on that board, well, that's the taxpayers' money, but they're the ones on the board that administer that money, and they are the taxpayers in that district. And so they felt that that was important. And, of course, what happened? COVID, and then all of a sudden people don't want to go to the Galleria anymore. But they did a lot of things to make it not, in my view, successful. They didn't do any light preemption. They didn't do all the things necessary to make it successful, right, Dom? And Dom, you know better than I do. And of course, when you have two bookends, you have all the light rail over here, and you have the bus rapid transit over here. Well, both of them kind of don't go anywhere. So you got to connect them. That was always the plan that was put together back in the 1980s. And so my view is, for all the haters, instead of keep throwing stones at it, why don't you acknowledge that this is a public good, and why don't you help make it better? That's what I have to say, Ruby. What do you think?
I agree.
You go on. What do you got to say? Go.
I'm going to make this quick, but I think this is an example of why I think the city or the state has to come down on these turds. I think if the turds was going to put this in, like the bus routes, they should have went to the voters. If Metro had to put it in, Metro had to go to the voters. Why can't the turds do the same? They need to be more accountable to the voters.
Well, at the end of the day on that, when I ran for mayor, I wanted to just do away or claw back money from those turds because they're unaccountable, they're unelected, and there's got to be a better way. And it really is a diversion of taxpayer money. So I wanted to sort of change that up right away. But nevertheless, I see something from an Alexander White. Love that. Way to go, Alexander. So thank you for that comment. And I'm going to keep going here.
It's a Title VI violation, but I'm going to let you go so you talk to more people.
Well, thank you, Dominic. Someone just said I was amazing. Who's that? Alex Serrato. Hey, thank you. Gilbert is the best. Look at Brandon. Look at you. You know what, Brandon? You know what? You're the best. And thank you for listening to the show. So we keep going. So you know what, Ruby? I have to tell you, I was so all about Cape Verde.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my God, I was all about those guys.
Yes.
By the way, do you know that Barrio Boys is in the house?
No.
Do you know the Barrio Boys? They are in the house, Mr. Pantoja. I mean, you know what? The Barrio Boys, those are all the veterans. It's a veteran group, and they meet like once a month, and they go to some of the taquerias. I think they're going to be at, where do they say they're going to be at again? El Tiempo. They're going to be at El Tiempo, and that's where we're going to start meeting. And there's a good 60 or 70 of them. And they're just wonderful guys. They're always doing great things for the city of Houston. Yeah. So, Barrio Boys, you got it going on. And continuing, Ruby, but Cape Verde, I mean, we've talked about that goalie before. I have a clip on him, if I can have that up there, Mr. Producer. The guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He's 40 years old.
Right.
And you know what? I think of that as 40 years young.
Wow,
because
that's
I would
incredible.
do anything to be 40.
Yeah.
But the guy, I'd be doing anything to be 50.
Yeah.
But going back, the guy's amazing because he kind of came out of nowhere. He's got a second job because, this is just part-time really for
Right,
him.
right.
And all of a sudden, he's on the world stage, and he's one of the best goalies during the whole World Cup. And all of a sudden, this country of maybe, I forgot it is, like 150,000, don't fact check me there, but I think it's like 150,000 people are playing against the best teams in the world.
No, what a great game,
I mean,
too.
it was unbelievable. And they came one kick away. Do you have that, Mr. Producer? Let's put that on there.
One of the most incredible stories of this World Cup isn't Messi, Ronaldo, or Mbappe. It belongs to Cape Verde's goalkeeper, Bozina. Before playing Spain, the 40-year-old goalkeeper had 50,000 followers on Instagram. Then he made 7 spectacular saves and helped the team earn a shocking 0-0 draw against the powerhouse Spain.
What happened next was unbelievable. Within hours, his Instagram exploded from 50,000 followers to now more than 13.8 million. That's more followers than the entire country. Bozina became an overnight global superstar. One game, 7 saves, millions of new followers and fans around the world. That's the magic of the 2026 World Cup. One moment can change your life forever. This is Gilbert Garcia, tip from Gilbert, reporting from Houston. Go! Now I think I do that goal better than the main guy. I mean, right? So? Studio audience, I think I can give him a run for his money. You may have to do a side by side with him versus me saying goal because I'm ready to take him on. And he's making commercials and all that, but you know what? I think I can take him on. I know I can. But going back, Ruby, I was just devastated by Mexico.
Oh man, that was a tough loss.
Oh my God, I really thought this is it. But you know what? The Mexican players, first of all, they're all like 5'8".
Yeah.
And those Brits were all like 6'4".
Yeah.
And so first of all, whenever you saw them, there was such a what is this? Word on the street is Gilbert is the I was about to say goat. I'll say goat. I'm the goat. Oh no, the greatest of all time. I don't know who that is, but you know what, Pervy? I think that's you. Thank you for that. I am the GOAT, but that means greatest of all time. Don't think. So you got to know young people lingo.
Yes, that's right.
Because I don't want you to think that like Gilbert's a goat. This is like the book Animal Farm.
There you go.
Although nobody's read that in a million years, but nevertheless, it's a great book. And Hannah, I love it. Cabo Verde made history.
Yes.
And Hannah, you know what? I thought I saw you somewhere on social media where you were with Ronaldo. Was that you? Hannah, if that was you, please let us know because I need to get that clip of you talking to Ronaldo. And how the heck did you get that? Let's see, what is this? How do you feel? The red card. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a minute, John Colby. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Mexico. I know, Alex, the World Cup dream. But you know what? Look, it was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And I really think that both teams were great teams.
Yes.
I really wanted it to go to a shootout. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wanted to get there. And when they had only 10 players, you got to give it up to England because they had to change their whole team and play nothing but defense and really force the Mexican team to beat them. It was a really, really interesting, strategy just to completely change it up. And it worked.
Yeah, no, it was a tough loss, but look, they gave it their all and proud of everything that they did. And, we've got another chance tonight to watch our guys play.
Before we go to our guys, did you watch the game yesterday?
I did.
And was it like all the Dangs were there and all the
Dangs
and
were
all
there.
the Muñozes were there?
Yes,
oh, my God. I mean, I had, there's like 10 people in my house. And
but those 2 back-to-back goals, man.
Oh, I know.
It took a lot of air out of the house.
I know.
And,
but you know what?
They played all the way to the end.
It was awesome. So let's go to and by the way, do you have another clip there or no? We're working for another clip. Okay, we're going to get that. When you think about the American team, so they play tonight, and we're playing who? Belgium? Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is our first knockout round.
Yes.
And it's going to be, one of those touch and go and all those sorts of things. but it really tells me that, you got to keep politics out of these things.
Yes.
And maybe it's so difficult. But at the end of the day, we don't want to win by somehow it appears that a thumb was put on the scale.
Right.
So we had a red card. And with a red card, you then go one player down. And then that player cannot play in the next game.
Right.
That's standard op. Well, apparently our player is going to be playing.
Right.
And I don't know what happened. I don't know what this new VAR means. I don't know about the whole check the tape and what really happened. I really don't know all that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it looks like they're going to let him play.
Right.
And, of course, the whole world's going to say, there goes the Americans again. First they want to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Then they want to buy Greenland. Then they're going to go take out the guy at Venezuela. Then they're going to go invade Iran. And you know what? And now they want to get your red card guy back in the World Cup. Where does it end?
Right.
No, really, that's what the world's going to start
Right.
saying.
No, that's right.
And it's very regrettable. And at the end of the day, I don't know the process for reviewing a red card. And I don't know if there's ever been one. I was trying to fact check, and let's just see. I'm going to just figure out. I have this thing called Claude now. I don't even know what Claude is. To me, Claude was the name of a guy I used to know growing up. But Claude, I'm going to ask him. Really, I knew a Claude. Claude Parento. Claude, if you're out there, I'm thinking about you. 40 years later. But let's just see here.
Well, there is an appeal process, right?
Well, there is, but I think that there's never been someone in a World Cup match that has come back and been appealed since like 1960 something. But I'm going to ask. So I'm going to chat. If you could see this, I am now going to do AI live, and this is not pre-programmed. So let's see if I know how to do it, because I may not. I may have to get IT Matt here. Chat with Claude. Okay, I'm going to say here, has there ever been a red card player, in the World Cup, you can tell I know how to type, right? World Cup, have his, people are saying, man, he can't even type, have his red.
They're going to give you a red card.
I know. They are. They're going to say, you're out of here. Kind of like when your husband was trying out for that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to that, okay? Have his red card overturned. How's that? Okay, overturned. Here it goes. So let's see how long this takes. Okay, yeah, we have a winner. Remember, I had my tickets that I was raffling off. So let's get that in a second here. Oh my God, are you ready for this? Something's ringing. Let's just regard that. Are you ready for this? Yes, twice in World Cup history. The first was in 1962. I'm going to say it wrong. Garrincha. She sent off in the semifinal against Chile for retaliating with a kick. Back then, red cards didn't carry automatic suspensions. Oh, so it's different. So it came down to a disciplinary hearing. Political interference reportedly helped save him. There you go again.
Okay.
Chile's president co-signed a petition, and Peru's president personally called the referee to downplay the incident. He ended up winning the final against Czechoslovakia. Wow. So in 1962, that's when it last happened. You know when the second time was?
No.
Just now.
Oh, this.
Just now.
Only two.
Yeah, he was sent off in the 64th minute of our round of 32 with Bosnia. Yep. The red card carried an automatic one-game suspension under Article 10.5 of FIFA's World Cup rules, and FIFA officials initially said there was no appeal process for it. Then days later, FIFA's disciplinary committee suspended the suspension under Article 24 of its Code of Discipline. Oh my God, who can even remember any of this? Clearing him to play against Belgium. Reports say the decision came after President Trump personally called FIFA President Infantino to ask for a review. The card itself technically still stands. It's the suspension that got lifted, not the red card being ruled wrong. Belgium is now furious about it. Belgium called it a contradiction of FIFA's own rules and said it crossed a red line.
Wow.
A similar trick had been used pre-tournament for Ronaldo, whose qualifying red card ban got trimmed so he could play in the opener, but that wasn't a World Cup match itself. So there you go. So the whole thing is, it's not normal.
Yeah.
And so here we go again. It just seems like we're always doing something. So I see Alexander White, España. Go back. I think Hannah said something to me. Let's go back to Hannah. Hi, Gilbert. I had the incredible opportunity to meet Cristiano Ronaldo at NRG Stadium. It was truly a dream come true. I'll be sharing my photos and videos with you soon. But what an unforgettable experience, and I'm so grateful to FIFA for making moments like this possible for the FIFA World Cup. All I want to know is this: can you get me into that? That's what I want to know. How do I meet him? By the way, our studio audience, I want you to welcome Mr. Brian Ching again, the soccer extraordinaire, and Mr. Ching, come on in. I'm Gilbert Garcia. Thank you for coming. Come right over here, my friend. Can you get behind me? There you go. And so you're going to just come right here. You're going to look right here. We're going to be looking at each other. You have several cameras on you. You have that one on you. That's a TV. We're going to be on TV this weekend on like 5 or 6 stations. We're on 6 stations throughout Houston and Harris County. And so, Brian, what do you think of this World Cup? We've been so FIFA'd up around here. I mean, everybody's all FIFA all the time. How are you feeling?
Tired. It was a late night last night. Obviously, I was disappointed in the Mexico loss, but
we all were. I mean, it's just, especially a good Latino home like mine. I mean, we're like, come on, raza, let's go. But it was a great, fun game.
Yes.
So, you can't go wrong. And that is the beauty of the World Cup. I showed some great clips because I don't know if you've been following the whole, I think it was Brazilian psychic who said that aliens were going to come. Have you followed any of that?
No.
Oh, okay. Can we just play that one more time? Because Brian's got to know that. Because everywhere Brian goes, people want to talk to him about soccer. There's no doubt about it. So, no, this lady, she's got like 30 million followers, and she's been doing psychic readings and things for a long time. And she said that aliens were going to come. Are you ready for this? In Miami, she had a particular day. I think it was, what day was that? June 27th or something. A particular day. She knew the date. It coincided with a game that we were going to be playing there, a FIFA game. And she said they were going to take away 700 people. They were going to take away. So let's just cue that up again, Mr. Producer. So
Brazilian psychic Vova Bahiana is going viral after claiming that a UFO mothership will appear over a major...
So Brian can hear. This is critical because Brian's going to be asked about this everywhere. Can you go back there?
Brazilian psychic Vova Bahiana is going viral after claiming that a UFO mothership will appear over a major sporting event.
There we go. Go back. Okay.
Brazilian psychic Vova Bahiana is going viral after claiming that a UFO mothership will appear over a major sporting event in Miami on June 24 and take 700 people away.
Planet Earth, this is Gilbert Garcia, the tip from Gilbert.
I'm here in Atlanta. I heard that aliens are coming to disrupt the World Cup.
I'm making sure there are no aliens. Wait! Just making sure they're not in Atlanta.
Now, while Brian and I keep talking about FIFA, and by the way, call into the show, anyone, if you want to talk to Brian Ching. I want to make sure we do show him the one about Rosie. That's one of my favorite ones. But Brian, you know what it's like to play in a big game.
Yes.
And you played in a World Cup game.
I went to the World Cup on the team. Unfortunately, I was this close to getting
Understood. But you've played in many big games,
yes.
and you've had many championships, everything. What's it like for these players? I mean, what's the feeling?
A lot of it is a lot of pride, right? It's the childhood dream of 90% of these guys, right? Is to represent your country in the World Cup. I mean, it's kind of like the pinnacle of the sport, and so it's a lot of pride. And for me, like one of my favorite moments as a soccer player wasn't even necessarily playing. It was more being on the field in Germany, hearing we were playing against Italy in the World Cup in 2006, and it was just a national anthem. And for some reason, at some point during the national anthem, I just was able to reflect on how far I've come, right? And so for me, it was like just one of these aha moments. I was like, wow, you come from the rock in the middle of the Pacific, and now you're representing your country in the biggest sporting event, and one of 23 guys that was on the roster at the time. And I was like, wow, you've come a long way. And so for me, it was just kind of like this realization of like, holy smokes, you've really accomplished a lot. And that was like the first real moment that I kind of like reflected on my career at that time, and it kind of gave me the goosebumps just hearing the national anthem and kind of thinking. And for me, it's kind of like one of those, probably the top 2 moments of my career. It wasn't even just playing; it was just being there, representing the country, and just something came over me in that moment. I was like, wow.
You're giving me goosebumps. I think you're giving all of Houston, Harris County goosebumps. But you know what? When you talk about this is the greatest dream of all those players, you know what? It's the greatest dream of everybody. Every person, certainly, everyone dreams of those moments. Yeah. And so, we're there with you. So, all right, what do you got there, Mr. Producer? You just sit there. Is Ruben on the line? Ruben, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Ruben, you got me, Gilbert Garcia, with a tip from me with the Dynamo legend, Brian Ching. And are you the winner of my Dynamo tickets?
Oh, yes, I'm absolutely interested in that.
All right. Well, you're going to get them there, my friend. Later on, I'll figure it all out. So we had a thing where because I had a lot of these things about aliens and this and that. Okay. And I also had a lot of things about some of the great players and some of the great moments during FIFA. And I said, if you like me or something like that, you'll be in a raffle to get some Dynamo tickets. I have been a Dynamo season ticket holder. Hold on 1 second. I've been a Dynamo season ticket holder from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So for many, many years. I got 6 tickets right there in midfield and in the club and all those sorts of things. So you got questions at all for Mr. Ching? Anything you got for us?
Speechless.
You bring that out in people. We may have lost him, but that's okay. We'll be getting those tickets to him anytime. So, we'll get all those out to him. But going back, Brian, so, when you think about, it was a big moment for the players. It's a big moment for us, just people watching. I mean, we're all into it. And I think having the World Cup in America was probably the best thing FIFA could have ever done, because now the Americans have realized this new sport to them that's just extraordinary.
Yeah, I think the last time the World Cup was in the U.S., it kicked off the MLS. And not coincide, but the last time the World Cup was in the U.S., that they had the most butts in seats out of any World Cup up until probably this World Cup, obviously, mm-hmm. right? So it's because we have the bigger stadiums, we have the infrastructure, we have all the things that, I think this World Cup is only going to accelerate soccer further in this country, and I think that, for me, I honestly believe that we'll win the World Cup probably in the next 20, 24 years, yeah. I feel that way, obviously, just because I think now, like, some of our best athletes are going to start sticking with soccer a lot longer, right? Because of these aha moments, like the Messi coming, the World Cup being here. And you're just going to have more kids and more of our best athletes sticking with soccer, and that's going to, accelerate and cause us to win the World Cup rather faster than most people think, I think.
Well, hopefully we're going to make it far right now.
Yes.
We're ready to go. We're ready to play tonight. And, of course, I'm not here to do any gotcha on you. No. But, we did talk a little bit about the whole controversy around the red card and can he play it. And I'm not trying to get you in trouble at the end of the day. At the end of the day, though, I just asked Claude, and I don't even know what Claude is because I don't know anything about AI, but I asked it, has it ever happened before? And the answer is yes. Yeah. Apparently in 1963, I just had it up, someone in Chile had his red card where he didn't get the red card removed, but he was able to get the suspension removed and was able to play.
Yeah.
So it's happened before.
Yeah, I mean, you look at right before the World Cup, it happened with Ronaldo.
That's right.
Right? He had a 2-game suspension, and they cut that back for him. So, you know, it happens. You know, it's not as big of a controversy as everyone says. I think it's great that, you know, people are talking about it. It obviously means that people are paying attention. And
right.
I'm happy that obviously they changed the call, because I think that was the right call. I don't think, you know, that was red card worthy offense. And so the fact that you know, we're going to be able to put our best team on the field today is great for U.S., great for FIFA, and great for soccer.
Amen to that. So when you were young Brian there in Hawaii,
yes,
did you play soccer there in like middle school, high school, things like that?
So I was kind of a late bloomer. I grew up, my dad was a beach boy in Waikiki, so I wanted to be a professional surfer. That was my first love. That was my first goal.
Are you still a surfer?
I still love surfing. Yes.
Man, you and I got to go. We got to go hang 10. I mean, I don't know if you can see me there. I'm hanging 10.
As soon as this World Cup's over, I'm going.
I don't even know what hanging 10 means, but I know that hanging 10, I know that's a surfer language.
Yeah, so that's when you walk to the front of your board and you put your 10 toes over the edge of the board. That's like hang 10. You're hanging 10 toes.
Oh my God! I don't know if I can hang 10, but I'm gonna try.
So that's where that came from.
So you wanted to be a professional surfer, and are there such a thing as professional surfers? I mean,
oh yeah.
And when you surf, do you like get win the Gold Cup of surfing?
They have like a league, right? Yeah. Around the world, and they travel around the world, some of the best beaches, and they have competitions, and then at the end of the year they crown a champion.
No kidding.
Who's won it all, yeah.
So what got you involved then with soccer?
My mom, she's like, hey, you want to play organized sports? And we're like, what? And she's like, soccer. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, I was kind of a shy kid at the time, and so I was like, well, if you coach, I'll play. And so she was my first coach. I think was 7 years old.
Wow.
And then just was athletic and kind of slowly fell in love with the sport. And it was, hey, you want to go to college? And try to help me get a college scholarship. And I was like, well, what am I good at? And I was like, okay, soccer. But not really knowing. I didn't even know anything about the European leagues or anything like that growing up until I really went to college. And then that's where, you know, my college coach was a big fan of Manchester United, and so started following them. And the league started in '96 when I graduated high school, and so that's, you know, then, you know, through my college career, I got seen by the coach of the Galaxy, and they invited me down for a trial one summer, and so it was pretty fortunate to the way things happen.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Mom, if you're on the line, we are so grateful that you intervened because we've enjoyed watching your son play and what he's meant to Houston and what he's meant to Texas, what he's meant to the league. No, I really mean it. Because with all the 2 championships we've had here, had it not been for you, who knows? Maybe we would have never really had the success. We have another caller here.
Okay.
Is there show me that name one more time. Natalia. Is there a Natalia here? Natalia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You got me, Gilbert Garcia, the tip for me with Brian Chang. What do you got for either me or for Mr. Chang?
Hi, Mr. Chang. I just wanted to ask, what are your favorite memories that you've had from the early years of the Houston Dynamo? I remember some of them when I was a kid. I would go and watch their games with the Dynamo and the Dash, but I just want to hear it personally from you. What stood out to you the most?
For me, it was the team, the guys that we had on the team. We were close-knit guys that all hated to lose, and I think for us, the first game in Houston is obviously memorable. The first season, but the first game specifically, obviously scored 4 goals. Never did that since or before that, so it was pretty special for myself. And then just not knowing what to expect when we got to the stadium that day, and then seeing the stands fill up. You know, the demand for tickets that first game was more than they anticipated. Obviously, I think I heard stories of our owner at the time, Philip Anschutz, was taking tickets at the door just so we could get enough people in. And I don't think the whole crowd got in until about halftime. So, the lines were really, really long. And so it was pretty special to have that kind of welcoming to a city. And then, obviously, the final that year up in Dallas was pretty special as well. Just in the sense that, so many Houstonians drove up to it was Pizza Hut Park at the time, up there, and then winning, and the sky being orange. I vividly remember that. It just seemed fitting, and it seemed like it was destined to happen that year, especially after going down 1-0 in overtime and having to come back from that to win it. It was a very special moment.
Wow. Well, Natalia, just stay with us. I remember that first season because, of course, I was a season ticket holder at the time. Those were days when it was really hot. Remember? And it was really, really hot because I don't think we quite knew how hot it is in that stadium, et cetera. And they changed some of the game times after that. But it was really hot.
Yeah, so, the prime time spot for our games was, I think, 4 o'clock Eastern, so 3 o'clock here. And
right.
They didn't realize.
That's right.
They put us on TV in August, I think, at those times.
Right.
So it was very, very challenging. And I think, obviously they learned their lesson after that first year.
Yep.
Not putting us to play at the hottest time of the day here in Houston in the hottest month of the year. So
now, you know what they nicknamed the stadium?
The oven?
The oven.
The oven, yeah.
They nicknamed the stadium the oven.
That's great because, I think that played into our hands. I mean, obviously we knew it's going to suck, but the other teams coming in, I think it kind of psyched them out. And I think one of the reasons why we have the longest home undefeated streak, I think, in the league, I think we still own that.
Wow, I did not know. Natalia, any other follow-up you got? Natalia. I think we may have lost her. Any follow-up?
Mr. Ching.
Yes.
Yes. So I know there's been a greater interest in soccer here in the United States, especially amongst the younger generation, Gen Z. Mm-hmm. And so for those of us looking to go a little more professional, maybe potentially play for the national team one day, what advice would you give a young person who wants to pursue that dream?
You just got to work harder than everybody else.
That's right.
I believe, success comes from hard work, and obviously there's talent and a little bit of luck, but you create your own luck. The more you work, the harder you work, and prepare yourself for those opportunities, right? For me, it was like I got one college scholarship, so I worked. I used to get to school about an hour early, and before I decided that I was going to try to get a college scholarship, I would be down on the soccer field for, in the beginning I would be doing homework, playing cards with my buddies, and then once I decided I was going to try to get that college scholarship, brought a ball with me, and every day, an hour before school, played by myself. Sometimes, try to drag a friend out there, but created a good habit in that, and then I continued that habit even when I went to college. Get up early, go to the gym early, take the soccer ball, and so it was just hours and hours of putting in the work, doing the things I needed to do to get better, listen to the coaches, work on the things that I need to work on, and for me that's how it happened. It wasn't really a destined thing. It was just one of those things where I think I outworked 99% of the people that I bypassed along the way.
Amen to that. Natalia, anything else you got there?
No, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much, Mr. Ching.
Yeah,
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. I know we had a lot of other good posts that people came in on. So if you have any of those, go ahead and show us a couple of those. But Brian, coming back for a second, and so you have a successful business now. Well, you have many businesses. Talk a little bit about your venue that you have owned now for a little while. I mean, I want to really build that up because I hear it's fantastic. I'm embarrassed I haven't been, but I'm going to go because I hear it's fantastic.
Yeah, Pitch 25.
Yes.
Right next to the Dynamo Stadium down there. We opened in 2018, a week before the 2018 World Cup, and we've been around ever since. It's obviously I think at first I just wanted to create a soccer bar, and then now I love the idea and the concept, and we're about to open up a second location out in Katy. Probably next month.
That's great.
And the whole idea is kind of around creating like a Top Golf of soccer, chicken and pickle. So you can play, but also enjoy watching the game there.
Does that mean inside there's like places to kick the ball and there's nets and things? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So our current location, we have a little soccer field in there. It's about 50 feet by 80 feet in the field, so it's small-sided games.
But that's big.
Yeah. Well, I mean the whole concept's 25,000 square feet downtown.
Oh, how great!
Yeah, and so the one in Katy will have 3 small soccer fields like that, and we'll program the fields for birthday parties, for adult recreational soccer, and then continue to do well for the big watch parties. Obviously World Cups, Champions Leagues. We'll be the destination to watch soccer, because I really don't think there's anything out there like what we have created.
I'm there. I mean, that sounds fantastic. When you say it's 25,000 square feet, you say it like it ain't no big thing. 25,000 square feet is probably one whole floor here in this building.
Yeah,
I think a whole floor is about, if I'm not mistaken, 30,000 square feet. So it's essentially one whole floor. Yeah. So for people who thinking that's almost a whole floor in a downtown building. Yeah. That's huge.
It is big.
That's huge. And like, how many people do you have working for you there?
For the World Cup, we had to ramp up quite a bit. So, I think yesterday total we probably had 70, 80 people throughout the whole day.
Wow.
But, we had probably over 3,000 people through the building throughout the day.
And are you there, like, as a sort of a, owner, watching? Or are you there more like, I'm a celebrity, I play for the Dynamos, and everybody wants to, get your autographs? I mean, are you there a lot?
I'm there picking up the trash. I'm there taking out the trash. I do what needs to be done to make it successful, and so I try to enjoy it, but it's a little stressful for me when I go there.
I understand.
Especially like last night. But it was fun. And for me, it's the joy of getting all the people out to celebrate the sport that I've grown to, the sport that we all love, soccer.
We love it. I think we have another caller. Is that what you're telling me there, producer? Is there a Jean-Pierre there? Mr. Jimenez, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jimenez, how are you? This is Gilbert Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert with Mr. Brian Ching here. What do you got for us?
Gilbert, Brian, great to be here with you guys this morning. I'm the vice president of partnerships at Houston Dynamo and the Houston Dash. I recently joined the organization, coming from Miami, and I'm just excited to share that we're proud to be partnering with Día del Salvadoreño in Houston and Se Habla Español News to bring our Hispanic community together, and so we've been working around soccer celebration these past few weeks, obviously around the World Cup, and so there's a lot of happenings going on with the Dynamo these days, especially viewing parties, and I also want to take the opportunity to invite you guys to our international friendlies. July 11th, we're hosting Olympia from Honduras at 6 p.m. And July 15, we're hosting América de Cali from Colombia, 7:30 p.m.
That is so great. Well,
the idea is to connect with the community, right? So Honduran community, Colombian community, but then I also want to bring to your attention that we're bringing Los Tucanes de Tijuana. It's a Mexican group.
Yep, I know.
And they're performing live at Shell Energy Stadium on July 18th, the day before the World Cup final.
Well, please stay with us for a minute. What's interesting to me, Brian, is there's probably the most African teams in the World Cup this year.
Yeah.
I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a guest here from the Congo, and he's been working with the team, et cetera. And, it's so beautiful to see all these other countries all over the world coming together and the amount of pride they have. It's just beautiful. Oh. And that's the World Cup.
For sure. I mean, and then the storylines around like the Cape Verde.
Mm-hmm.
And,
God,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And what kind of blew me away is that 2.7 billion people watched that game, Argentina versus Cape Verde. Yeah. And then you put that in perspective, 200 million watched the Super Bowl. So, you're getting
10 times.
10, yeah.
Oh, more than 10 times.
Yeah. 12, 13 times.
Wow.
Of what a typical Super Bowl does. And that's just, the excitement of the world around this sport and around this tournament is there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. Let's go back to our caller because, I want to just say also that let's talk about the dash for a moment, because it seems that women's soccer has not had a Caitlin Clark moment yet. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but at the end of the day, I think that's the next big thing will be women's soccer. What do you think there? Let me first ask Brian here, and then let me go to our caller again. Go ahead there, Brian.
I think we've have. I think when you look at the Brandy Chastain and the World Cup that we had here when she won, and that iconic moment where she took her shirt off and
yes,
celebrated,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so
Mia Hamm and Abby Wambach, all of them. Yeah.
And I think the sport is growing. Obviously, you look at their league, right? Their league is grown exponentially, probably the fastest growing league, I think, since its inception in that amount of time frame. And so, one of the things that really has helped soccer in this country is the MLS being sustainable and being around for a long period of time. And now with the women's NWSL gaining traction, getting better, more owners with deeper pockets. So you're going to see that league kind of continue to grow, hopefully at the same rate that it has been growing. And, the longer that sticks around, the better and more opportunities you're going to have moments like the Brandy Chastains winning the World Cup over, and the Alex Morgans.
Right,
and
right.
Because the women are, our national team, they are celebrities and getting bigger and bigger every year.
And they're such great athletes.
Oh,
I mean, they're phenomenal. They can play on the men's team. They're tremendous. They really are. Let's go back to our caller real quick, because you said that you were also part of the Dynamo N Dash, right?
Correct.
And so, is there much of a difference when you think about the players and all the different opportunities and so forth on the Dynamo versus the Dash? Is it pretty similar, or do you see anything unique about the Dynamos over the Dash, or vice versa?
I think there's equal opportunities for both. Obviously, they're different monsters. When you compare men's to women's, there's a difference there. But we play in the NWSL. NWSL is one of the strongest leagues in the world, and we have to put that into perspective. U.S. national team is a World Cup champion. That's important to say. But I think they're both growing. We're both living this World Cup momentum, and we just gotta take advantage of what's going on, especially the women's.
Now, I should know this, but I don't. Is it the same owner that owns both the Dynamos and the Dash?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is the
Yes,
same
sir.
owner? Okay. And so is it the same? I should know this, but I don't. Is it the same management, I guess, then? That's
It is the
over
same
both?
management.
It is the same management?
Yes.
Is that common? Is that the way it is everywhere?
On the business side, it's the
Sure.
same, and then on the soccer side, they have their own president,
Right.
Angela Hercules, who was a national team player herself. I think she won the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. So she oversees that, and then Pat Onstad, who won MLS Cup with us back in 2006 as a player, has been extremely successful as a coach in the league. He was in DC and then Columbus, and now he's overseeing the soccer side of things. So each side has their own soccer side of things where it's run kind of under the same organization,
Right.
but separate. So they have their own dedicated resources, which is something that they poured money into over the past few years, and it's really seeing the results now.
How great. Is that what it's like in other cities where both the men's and the women's are kind of under one organization?
I would say it's about 50-50 right now, where, some organizations like ours own both, and then other cities where they have different ownership groups that are in charge of the men's and women's teams in those cities. Very interesting,
very interesting. Well, going back to our guest, so tell us more real quick. Where do they get information on all the schedule for the Dynamos and the Dash? Just give us the whole commercial here, because we really want to pump up soccer here in town.
Yeah, well, we're all over the place. Obviously, social media.
That's what we want to hear.
Dynamo, Houston Dash, our our ticketing platform is Tixer, where you can see all of our events, not only our league matches, but obviously all our events, the ones that I'm mentioning, the international friendlies, the concerts, but mostly on social media, Facebook, Instagram, we're everywhere.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for calling in, and I may have to get you on the show so we can really pump it up more
Yes,
about
Gilbert. Looking forward.
Yeah, I want to get you on more about how people who want to buy, I don't know, a block of tickets, or how people can do a party and have their firm go and host a whole bunch of tickets, or how maybe we can get someone to, I'm making it up, but how you get at the Astros, you throw out the first pitch, how you can do the first kick of the ball or something like that. How can we do things creative to just get more excitement?
We can do a lot of collaborations, open to any ideas. Obviously, there's a lot of information that you and I need to share, but now that I'm here, you're more than welcome to come visit us with your family. We can host you, and you can live the experience.
I want to live the experience. There you go. Well, thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. So, Brian, one of the things that I always do, and I don't get paid for this at all, but I always give a shout out to Laredo Taqueria. You know why? Because they have the best carne guisada in town. And I mean it. And by the way, they brought some food for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm not kidding when I say it's the best carne guisada in town. And it's true. They're on 6904 Irvington Boulevard, and I think there's 3 or 4 of them. But I'm not kidding when it's the best carne guisada. And I happen to be a carne guisada connoisseur. Because I have had carne guisada all over, and so this is the best. So we'll come back to that. Well, let me ask you this, Brian. So when you look back at your career, first of all, you're a young man still. It's like you,
I wish.
And you look like you're ready to get back out on the field and start playing. Do you miss it?
I miss being in the stadium when the crowd's cheering.
Yes.
Right? That for me was the pinnacle. Like when you score a goal, that 30 seconds after is such a rush and a high that something, unfortunately, I'll never probably experience again. But it is such a unique moment to be able to experience that.
And do you ever go back to the games and go with the guys in the locker room and, give them a pump-up speech? Like, come on, guys, we can do it.
No. Too busy outside of it. But,
I understand.
So I haven't been around the locker room as much as I probably would like to in the future. But having said that, soccer's been good, but it does beat up on your body. And so, unfortunately, hurt sometimes to play these days, but I still do it because I still love it.
Well, you know what? I love the sport, and I have 4 kids, and 3 of my kids are all boys, and I went through all 3 of them playing soccer from when they were 3 years old all the way to high school.
Awesome.
And I have coached over 40 seasons of youth soccer.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I'm going to give you a quick tour of my office so you can see me with all my pictures. And, of course, my daughter, who's my baby and my whole world, I tried to get her to play. And I even tried to convince her with little bitty pink cleats.
Oh, okay.
Like this big.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get her. But she would wear the cleats all around the house and would scuff up the floors. And her mom would, go crazy. But away from all that, Brian, you got about, it's hard to believe it's already been an hour. You have the last word. Look at that camera and just say, how do you feel and what do you want to say to Houston and to Harris County about anything about how you feel and everything else?
No, look, thank you for having me on, first of all. Really appreciate it. But, I think this World Cup has been pretty amazing. A lot of storylines, a lot of good things. And some of the things that, I want to do is get people out. If you haven't been to the Dynamo Stadium, you haven't been to a game, come check it out. The team is fantastic to watch. I think Pat has done a good job of building a team that Houston can be proud of, a team that's very competitive. And so, I think with the Dynamo doing so much for soccer celebration, come out. Colombian fans, Honduran fans, get out to the Dynamo Stadium. You're going to be impressed, especially if you haven't been there before. There's not a bad seat in the house. So come on, support soccer. Let's continue growing this thing and, enjoying watching the rest of the tournament.
Amen to that. And by the way, I've been there. I love that stadium. It's got a real family feel. Every seat is like close somehow. It's kind of like, it's not like a big bowl. It kind of goes kind of up. And the seats are nice. It's a beautiful stadium. Please go. And who was the winner? Let me just call out my winner again for those tickets, because we had a winner. We're going to be giving him all those. I have 6 tickets right there midfield. I got the best seats in the house with a club where you can get all the food and drink you can have. Yeah. Show me that real quick. Again, it's Ruben. Is it Arango? Aranjo, excuse me. Aranjo, excuse me. And so, Ruben, thank you, my friend. And so this is Gilbert Garcia saying, we'll see you next time. You heard it. It's coming. Ready? Brian just scored a goal. Here we go. Goal!
All right, Houston, Harris County, this is Gilbert Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, Talk, Inspiration, and Prayer. Watch and hear my show on YouTube, Facebook, RSS, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And follow me on social media. See you then.